Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. I am Ciel, and it is my honor and pleasure to welcome you. Let's take a moment to check our cell phones and be sure they're completely off. Thank you. Please join me in waving hello to our friends online. Your presence adds to our spiritual community, and we do appreciate you. And we are blessed to have as our musician today, Charles Holt. His CDs will be on the patio after the service. So now let's open our service by focusing our intention through our opening affirmation. Please join me in prayerfully and powerfully speaking it together 3 times. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And once again, please. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And let's continue by reading aloud our statement of unity. God's love is within each of us, guiding us to dynamically express our wholeness, wisdom, and abundance. We acknowledge the universal wisdom in the Christ teachings and in all spiritual paths. I now choose to open to the presence of divine love and to be changed at death. Throughout this sacred time, God is uplifting me and through my heart, the world. And I'd like to have Jeannie Fuson, our heart minister, read the daily word.
Today's word is faith. The wind is invisible, but I can see the evidence of its power as it blows a sailboat across the water or turns the blades of a giant turbine. As I observe the wind, I am reminded that the Spirit of God is also moving in and through my life in seen and unseen ways. No matter what I am facing in the moment, peace fills my soul. As I affirm my faith, God is the one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. I not only proclaim my faith, I live it. By holding an expectation of good, I actively help shape my experiences. I recognize that even challenges offer good to be discovered. My faith in God inspires me to have courage and encourages me to live my life fully. The scripture is Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. And the affirmation for today is, God is the one presence and one power, active in my life and in the universe. Together, God is the one presence and one power, active in my life and in the universe. Again, God is the one presence and one power, active in my life and in the universe.
Oh
I am going to highlight a few of our upcoming events, and the details of these and other wonderful activities are in your bulletin and on our website. Leadership training is today at 2 p.m. Unity offers many opportunities for leadership. Our 2-hour training will guide you through what you need to know to become a leader here at Unity. Reverend Bill Englehart will be our guest speaker at the 9:30 and 11:30 service next Sunday. He is an ordained Unity minister at the Unity Church in Marin County. His talk on spiritual rules of the road will be based on spiritual lessons and truths that are derived from humorous, poignant, and insightful experiences with cars. On Saturday, the 18th, Reverend David will present his advanced heart skills workshop teaching cut through. And join our Unity friends and family for our annual crab feed. Leslie will be on the patio selling tickets and taking sign-ups each Sunday. And during the week, tickets will be available in our book center. And Sheila, I'd like to call you up to talk about the wave.
Are you wide awake and vibrating energy?
Oh, yes.
Then you need to catch the wave. Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, be here for a hip, trendy, dynamic service like you've never seen before. This is not your regular Sunday service. So come dressed hip and funky and whatever, and let us regale you with some phenomenal spoken word, some neo-soul music, and a powerful message. Stay for the second part and share, ask questions, get some coaching. Come check it out, 7 o'clock.
Thank you, Sheila. And next Sunday's music will be Heart Dream. Now, if you are with us for the first time today, would you please raise your hands? Oh, we have a few. Wonderful. Well, keep your hands up. We welcome you, and those of you who have joined us at home into our spiritual community, and we truly appreciate your being with us. On the shell lay that we've just handed you, folks, is an affirmation that says, just as God has a design for every shell in the sea, so God has designed for your life. And we have a blessing, which you will see on the monitors. Please join me as we open our arms. We love you, we bless you, and we behold the light of God shining through you. Thank you so much for joining us today. And now let's take a moment and greet your neighbors.
Mark, how are you? Good to see you.
I just Oh, yeah, good to be back. Take that deep breath through your heart. And as you breathe it out, just settle back in your seats, wiggle around, get comfortable, kind of move your shoulders and let that chill air of the morning just drift away. We enter into our time of prayer and meditation. Feel that love that we are here in the midst of, that beautiful divine presence. And let the music of this moment be part of entering into that very center of your heart. Take that deep breath in through your heart, breathing in the awareness of this love. Beloved presence. We're so grateful to awaken to know you. We're so grateful that you call us into this place of conscious knowing, this place where we step into the awareness of the complete love in which we dwell, this place where we know that we each are completely and totally loved, and we let that love in. We let it flow within our beings. And if there are places of pain within our journey, we give thanks that the love touches those places and heals us. If there are places of confusion, your love right now at this moment pours forth its light of understanding its clarity of guidance, taking us forward in all meaning, true to the purpose for which we've come into this journey. If there are places of disharmony, your love, your unifying, harmonizing power flows through us, and we experience that harmony within and without, within our feelings and our thoughts, and as connection, understanding, and celebration with each of those special beings that you have brought forth into our lives. Beloved presence, you who are the wholeness within our bodies and the peace within our hearts, we now gratefully take this step of entering into the sacred silence, into that place of stillness where the mind quiets, where our feelings rest, and we enter into being one with you, following that direction from the Master. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace. Beloved presence, infinite love, Mother, Father, God, we know that just as the pebble dropped in the pond sends its ripples out to the very edge, so our intention to send forth this love sends forth those ripples that are this divine pattern, this divine wholeness that touches and lifts, that love flows to each one dear to us. that love flows across the spiritual community. It flows with our prayers. It flows across the towns and cities and across the countries to enfold a world and call forth its wisdom and compassion. That love from our hearts flows forth to all who journey with us, whether they do it in mosque or synagogue, temple or church. For we are one in seeking to know you. And this love flows forth to the earth and to the creatures of the earth. And it touches the heart of every single person. For you are that love in every heart. And in that love, we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And again. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And once again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. So, amen.
Rolling river God, little stones are smooth, only once the water passes through. Now I am a stone, rough and grainy still, trying to reconcile this river's chill. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that change takes time. And when the sunset comes, my prayer will be just one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hands. Sometimes raging wild, sometimes swollen high, but never have I known this river dry. The deepest part of you is where I want to stay and feel the sharpest edges wash away. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. And when the sunset comes, my prayer will be just one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am I'm just a little smoother in your hands, rolling river God, little stones are smooth. It's only once the water passes through, and when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, then I know that you pick me up and noticed that I am I'm just a little smoother in your hands.
Oh, thank you, Charles. Thank you. Thank you. Ever felt like one of those pebbles? Yeah, being worked on. There's those exquisite words that you touched us with that. When I feel you rushing by, it's to me a reference to a very real part of that spiritual awakening that takes place in us. When we feel that presence rushing by, we know that we're being touched by something, and then it starts a question. It starts that search. What are you really? What are you really? Now, Unity does have a standard answer to the question. Okay. I am a beloved child of God. Join me. I am a beloved child of God. That's true. It's true. You're together. I am a beloved child of God. You may be hard-headed as a pebble, but still together once again, I am a beloved child of God. Now that may be the answer, but then the next question is, what the heck does that mean? And I've found that one of the things I love about the journey in Unity is that we're really a mystical tradition. So part of what happens is we're informed often more by experience than by necessarily what others have written about the experience. And so let me share an experience with you. I was somewhere late 20s, and a friend said, hey, there's this psychic in town I was kind of interested in. Why don't you come with me and let's see what this person's got to say. Okay, I'll go. I'll explore. And, so I went, and there's a circle of people, and this woman's going around, and she's kind of telling folks different things. And then she looks at me, and she says, I see you're going to be getting a new car. Now, it looks like a box. It's big, looks like a box, and it's yellow. And then she goes on to the next person and go on. I found it kind of humorous because car colors, yellow is about as low as it gets. Okay? Boxes I'm not looking for. Very happy with what I have. Thank you very kindly. Maybe she was just completely off, and maybe it was somebody else. I don't know. So anyhow, I found the experience interesting, dismissed it. About maybe 9 months later, I did have a problem with my car, so I had to buy a new car. And it was that time when this was pre-SUV days. So I was looking at something that had to work both as a pickup and as a car. And the only thing I could find that really met my requirements was an international Travelall. Wasn't a great company. They didn't last long, okay? In the car business. They were really truck makers. But it did what I want, so I went, and because of getting ready to the car and all that sort of thing, I didn't have any options, so I had to take whatever they had on the lot. And the only thing they had that met my needs was yellow. So I drive this thing home, and I'm standing there at the sink, and I'm looking out, and there's the car in the driveway, and I go, where did I hear that before? And then I look back and say, how'd that happen? Well, she couldn't have been reading my mind because it wasn't in my mind. The only thing was in my mind is I don't like yellow cars. Still didn't like them, I just owned one. Okay? As a matter of fact, the choice that resulted in that car being there was the dealer's choice on what he bought and what he had left and when he replenished his inventory. It wasn't mine. I didn't have a choice. So somehow or other, that individual had perceived something that the choices and decisions had not even begun to put it in place. So my question is to you, when are you? When are you? Are you sitting here with choices that you haven't even made yet? That you've already made and you're at the end of that journey, that cycle, that? When are you? Which takes me to another question that comes up in this. There was a time I kind of just needed a break. It had been a kind of a rough time in my life, and my brother and some friends said, let's go float down the Salmon River in Idaho. Now, if you ever get a chance to take that break, do it. It is one of the most beautiful places, one of the most exquisite experiences, about 5 days without a road coming close. And so we just dropped onto my brother's raft, and we headed out, and we were probably in about 3 days, got up in the morning and got the raft going, and just one of those lazy, quiet parts of the river. Sun had come up, and it was just starting to warm up, and I was up in the front of the raft, and I'd just done a few minutes of meditation, just kind of that beautiful, quiet place and that exquisite thing that nature does to us. And I looked around, and there was a group of ducks that were flying along, and we were on the left-hand side of the river, and on the right-hand side of the river, big bank went up, and they were flying along that bank. And so they came even, and they were just kind of about to go past us there, and I was just sitting there quiet, and I said, I wonder. And so I projected myself into one of the ducks. And suddenly I am in a completely different experience. I could feel my body. I could feel where every duck was around me in its movements. The ones behind me as clearly as the ones in front of me. It was very clear, the distance from the bank, and this big bank that was going up, that we were flying by, the distance to the river. I was aware of the raft, but not people on the raft, just the raft as a thing over there. I had no awareness of being on the raft. All my awareness was in the duck. One of the fascinating things was I was aware of the ducks around the corner that I had no visual connection to. But I knew they were there and where they were. And then I was suddenly sitting on a raft again. Where are you? Where are you? I had thought, prior to that point, that I was here. Oops. Maybe not. Where are you? One of the fascinating things that we share is that as we honor the experiences that we have, we find that we begin to perceive differently. I have a friend who recently shared with me a very beautiful experience. He was a highly educated man, skilled top professional in his field. And at one time in his life, he'd really looked into the question of spirituality and religion and all. And, he'd researched, he'd looked at depth, and the result was that he was a committed agnostic. He'd really done a sincere examination, and basically there was nothing that he could see to support any of it. And he had a brilliant mind. He'd look thoroughly. Now, the weakness in his theory was that when a beautiful girl asked him to go to church, he'd go. So one said, I want to go to this Unity Church. And, even though he knew there was nothing there, he said, to her, okay. You want to go, I'll go. So he goes in and he sits down in this church. It's just, he didn't know Unity from anything else. But he's there, and there was, the service began, and there was music, and suddenly he began to feel chills down his spine. And his sense of the limits of his identity began to fade away. And he began to feel connection and a sense of the experience of everything and everyone that was taking place in that room. Boy, that's really hard on an agnostic. That stayed with him for several weeks after that moment, that ability to really experience everything that was going on, to feel the oneness with what was there. Now, the truth is, what we know is that is not an unusual experience. Most of us have it at some point in our life, and it's a sought after experience in the path of spiritual growth. So much so that a spiritual seeker who was just really desiring that experience found himself in New York and went up to the hot dog vendor and said, "Make me one with everything." The important thing in this stuff is that you don't take it too seriously, okay? Because the truth is, we have the ability to drop the perceptions and to step into the greater awareness of who and what we are. And who we are is so much more than what we see walking around. There is a wonderful teacher that I find myself going to again and again, from Ralph Waldo Emerson, one of my favorite. And he says, "A man is the facade of a temple wherein all wisdom and all good abide." Facade of the temple. That's what we see, this person. It's just the facade. That temple, that spiritual place within which all wisdom and all good abide. What we commonly call man is an individual person or ego. The eating, drinking, counting man does not, as we know himself, represent himself, but misrepresents himself. Him we do not respect, but the soul, whose organ he is, if he would let that soul appear through his action, would make our knees bend. So he's saying when he lets that, which he's calling the soul, this presence, flow through our actions, there the power of God, it would make our knees bend to honor that. When the soul breathes through his intellect, it is genius. When it breathes through his will, it is virtue. When it flows through his affection, It is love. Saying this, beyond this facade, there's this that we really are. And when we let it flow, the power, through the virtue, the goodness, the very nature of God, this goodness, when we let it flow through the intellect, it is intelligence. And when we let it flow through our sensing, our feeling self, we experience it as love. So yes, you are a loved child of God. And you are one with the power, the goodness, the intelligence, and the love of God. One with it. I am one with the power, the goodness, the intelligence of God. Join me. I am one with the power, the goodness, the intelligence of God. Again, I am one with the power, the goodness, the intelligence of God. Know what that means to me? Is that being that we move to discover is what we call the I am, that state of being, that presence within us that we connect with, that power, that goodness, that intelligence that is God, that we experience, is so beautifully captured in the song, being the pebble, having that flowing by us, taking off the edges, making us more receptive or more smooth, and we awaken to feel that flow. Yes, we are that much the pebble. But the truth is, you are the river. Bless you.
Thank you, David. At the close of service today, we request that you allow the children and Reverend David to exit the center row before the rest of us follow. Now, if you would like prayer support for challenges or celebrations, please ask our heart ministers. They will be available at the back of the sanctuary and on the patio for prayer support. And heart ministers are wearing lavender stoles. You are also invited to place a prayer request in the box in the foyer or in the book center. And then online you can also select the prayer request button. We will be praying with you throughout the week. And now it is time for our prosperity celebration. For Love in Action or credit card donations, there are envelopes provided in the back of each chair. I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand and be aware that God is the source of all your good. And repeat our affirmation with me together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
The knowledge of the ages is living where you that unlocks the door to enter in that sacred place you haven't gone before, where deep meets deep, soul to soul. Feel that connection as the truth unfolds. I am. Yes, you are the key that unlocks the door to freedom and leads you to me. Look deep inside you, trust the force that guides you. It knows the way. Yeah, there's no separation. We are one and the same, a child of the Creator, known by different names. The Alpha and Omega, the eternal flame that burns deep inside you. Do you know my name? I am. From the mountains to the oceans, I am. From the rocks to the trees, I am. All the stars and constellations, I am. You are, I am. From the mountains to the oceans, I am. From the rocks to the trees, I am. All the stars and constellations, I am. You are. I'm spiritual, I'm mystical. I am light, I am love. I live in you, and you live in me. From the very low to the heavens above, I am. There's no separation. We're one in the same, a child of the Creator, known by different names. The Alpha and Omega, the eternal flame that burns deep inside you. Do you know my name? I am. From the mountains to the oceans, I am. From the rocks to the trees, I am. All the stars and constellations, I am. You are, I am. The peace that passes all understanding, I am. The joy that's overflowing, I am. The love and abundance, I am. You are, I
All right, let's bless our children together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. God loves you, and so do we. All right. And we receive these gifts knowing that true gift given here is that commitment on each of our hearts to touch this world in a way that brings forth its wholeness, its beauty, and its peace. In the Christ joy. Amen. So let's take hands and share together our prayer of protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song. You are the love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.